What if I told you that the foundation of Jamaica's modern political landscape was built on the fierce rivalry of two men, two titans whose legacies still shape the island today? These men weren't just politicians, they were architects of independence, voices for the voiceless, and champions of their people. But their story isn't just one of triumph, it's one of power, passion, and deeply rooted opposition. Let's unravel the riveting history of Sir Alexander Bustamante and Norman Manley, the founders of Jamaica's two dominant political parties. In 1943, a bold and charismatic leader emerged, Sir Alexander Bustamante. With a voice like thunder and a passion for the working class, he founded the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP. It wasn't just a political organization, it was a movement. Bustamante championed the rights of the downtrodden and rallied Jamaicans to dream of self-rule. 5 years earlier, in 1938, Norman Manley had already laid the groundwork for change. A brilliant lawyer with an unshakable belief in equality, he co-founded the People's National Party, PNP. The PNP wasn't just about politics, it was about progress. Manley envisioned a Jamaica where every citizen had a voice and a fair shot at success. Two men, two visions, and one island on the brink of transformation. The founding of these two parties came at a time when Jamaica was awakening politically. Workers were striking, demanding better wages and working conditions. The cries for justice filled the air, and both men stepped forward to offer not just solutions, but a vision for the future. They galvanized support from different segments of society, creating a division that persists in Jamaican politics to this day. The rivalry between Bustamante and Manley wasn't just political, it was deeply personal. They were cousins, yet they couldn't have been more different. Bustamante's fiery, confrontational style clashed with Manley's measured, intellectual approach, but their differences spurred progress. Together, they led Jamaica to independence on August 6, 1962. Bustamante's unwavering demand for autonomy won the hearts of the masses. He negotiated fiercely, ensuring that Jamaica's independence came without chaos. Manley, on the other hand, meticulously crafted the legal framework for a new nation. His fingerprints are on the very constitution that governs Jamaica today. Their combined efforts ensured that Jamaica's transition from British rule was peaceful and purposeful. The journey to independence was not without challenges. Bustamante's charisma often clashed with the bureaucracy of colonial administrators, yet his dogged determination won the day. Manley, with his legal acumen, worked tirelessly to ensure that the transition to self-governance was structured and fair. Together, they balanced the political and legal components of the independence movement, making it a model for other Caribbean nations. Bustamante believed in partnerships with the West. He courted American and Canadian investors, particularly in the lucrative bauxite industry. This strategy brought foreign capital to Jamaica, but left questions about wealth distribution. Bustamante's critics argued that while the economy grew, the benefits didn't reach the working class he once championed. Manley had a different vision. He renegotiated bauxite contracts to ensure Jamaica's government received a larger share of the profits. He invested heavily in education, believing that knowledge was the key to equality. Under his leadership, land reforms provided thousands of small farmers with opportunities to thrive. Manley's policies weren't just about growth, they were about empowerment. Manley's investment in education stands out as one of his greatest legacies. By increasing government funding for schools and making secondary education more accessible, he set the stage for generational change. This focus on education created opportunities for Jamaicans who had been previously excluded from economic mobility. Bustamante's approach, though criticized for favoring foreign investment, also played a critical role in Jamaica's early economic stability. The bauxite industry brought jobs and infrastructure to rural areas, providing a lifeline to many families. Bustamante's ability to attract foreign capital, while controversial, helped establish Jamaica as a player in global trade. Their political rivalry electrified Jamaica. Bustamante accused Manley of leaning too far left, while Manley criticized Bustamante for being too reliant on foreign powers. Campaigns were fiery, debates were heated, and the nation watched as these two giants battled for the soul of Jamaica. Despite their differences, both men shared a singular goal: to build a stronger, freer Jamaica. But their paths weren't without missteps. Bustamante's crackdown on the Rastafarian community in the 1960s drew widespread condemnation. Manley faced backlash for his initial support of the West Indies Federation, which many Jamaicans viewed as a threat to national identity. These controversies only added complexity to their legacies. The rivalry wasn't just about policies, it was about two contrasting visions for Jamaica. Bustamante's populist appeal drew support from rural areas and the working class, while Manley's intellectualism resonated with urban professionals and progressives. These divides created a political landscape that was as passionate as it was polarized. Bustamante and Manley didn't just lead, they inspired. Bustamante became Jamaica's first prime minister and was later declared a national hero. His face graces Jamaica's currency, a reminder of his impact on the nation's history. Norman Manley's legacy extended beyond his own contributions. His son, Michael Manley, carried the torch of leadership, serving as Jamaica's prime minister during two pivotal periods, 1972 to 1980 and 1989 to 1992. Michael's progressive policies and charismatic leadership continued the Manley tradition of advocating for social equity and reform. This intergenerational impact solidified the Manley family's position as one of the most influential in Jamaican politics. Manley's name remains synonymous with justice, education, and reform. His vision for an equitable Jamaica continues to inspire leaders today. Together, their work laid the foundation for the vibrant democracy that Jamaicans cherish. The impact of their policies can still be seen today. Bustamante's emphasis on foreign investment paved the way for modern industries, while Manley's focus on education and land reform created opportunities for countless Jamaicans. Their legacies are etched not just in history books, but in the country they served. Here are a few bonus facts. Did you know that Bustamante and Manley were first cousins? Their familial bond adds a layer of intrigue to their intense rivalry. Bustamante once famously said, "I look after the working class because I am one of them." His rise from humble beginnings to national leadership is nothing short of remarkable. Norman Manley was a national track and field champion before he entered politics. His discipline on the track mirrored his relentless dedication to public service. The PNP was the first political party in Jamaica to include women in leadership roles, a testament to Manley's commitment to equality. Bustamante's fiery speeches often drew crowds of thousands, making him one of the most charismatic leaders in Caribbean history. Jamaica's story is incomplete without the Bustamante and Manley families. Their rivalry, passion, and leadership transformed the island into the nation it is today. These men weren't just politicians, they were nation builders. Their legacies endure, reminding us that vision and courage can shape history.